This is a soccer game contest submission by me, Reem Elawad. So we have Bob, who is an avid soccer fan, and he wants to go play in different places. And so basically we get to choose where he plays. He can play on the field, which is a bit boring. He can play on the beach, or he can even go and play on the moon in space. We also are choosing our difficulty levels, which is from easy, medium, and hard. And basically the way to play this game is after inputting all that, it's going to ask you to input a force for, a magnitude of the force on the ball that you're, kicking it with. And when you kick the ball, in easy, the range of the force to win is pretty big. In medium, it gets smaller, and in hard, it's one number. And be careful not to kick too hard, or else you're gonna break the net. And after you score a goal, we have a little fun Easter egg. So you have the option of entering yes or no to play again. However, if you enter secret or lowercase, it's very case sensitive, it unlocks a maze level where the soccer ball has somehow made its way underground. And the rules for the secret level is you choose how many meters to move, decameters basically. And whatever number you input will be multiplied in the code by 10. And you might think that's a great distance, but testing it out, you'll see how big of a distance that truly is. When you choose your direction, there are 4 directions to choose from: up, down, right, and left. When the center of the ball is close enough to the red position center, you will have won the secret level. But moving the circle outside the confines of the tunnel image, which has an axis of 0 to 1000 in the x-axis and 0 to 1000 in the y-axis, will cause the level to restart. So here we have what was basically the beginning phases. So in the beginning, I was testing it out because we just learned about patches and plots and like putting images in Python. And we basically have Running Man, which in all his glory, he's a bit taller in this picture. And the problem with this part was the code was a bit redundant. We had add patch, add patch, add patch, add patch. It was just a bunch of code and it was very redundant. Then I ended up just experimenting with levels, and I did level using if statements and while statements. And the problem with this one is I used a while loop in order to show if I won or not. And the problem with while loops, it didn't work out. But changing it to an if statement in this newer version and changing the player to have polygons instead of just adding a bunch of rectangles and a lot of circles and shapes like that, is by using a polygon and adding an edge color instead of just using rectangles to outline Bob, we reduced the code by a lot. And by adding the if statement to equal when we win, it helped keep the code intact, especially in the hard level, since it's one number. Using a while loop was not going to go well. So then afterwards I combined the two, and then when you play it, it's just you pick your setting, and then you pick your difficulty level, and you write, let's say we want 40 because we chose medium. Then the ball's in the middle. It's saying try kicking a little harder. Let's try 60. A ball's closer. Okay, then let's try 68. Not quite there yet. Okay, then 70, and we've scored a goal. And if we want to play again, for this case, no, just because we're trying to prove a point. And by the way, you can see that this is case sensitive because I wrote a capital note when in reality it was just supposed to be a capitalized N and a lowercase o. So that's what caused the error in this case. So we're gonna just exit the program here. And then afterwards we have, we're playing around with images in the sense that we want the secret level to happen. And in this case it was a bit hard because I tried using circle and assigning a variable to the circle patch, and then tried manipulating that, but that kept causing an error in the case where you can't use a patch for multiple figures. And then I went to this website, and it's called Stack Overflow, and it gave me the idea of instead using a radius, manipulating the radius or the center of the circle in order to get what I want. So instead of using, let's say the position is basically the position of the center of the main circle, and then that's what's getting manipulated instead of manipulating the circle as a whole. So when we play this, we choose our setting again. Let's just pick the beach because the beach is a fun place. And let's choose difficulty level hard. And let's do 60. We're not quite there yet. 69, not quite there yet. 70, not quite there yet. 77. The net is broken. Okay, then let's go a bit lower, 76. And we scored a goal. Now when we write the word secret, we enter the hidden level.